Welcome to Tāne Takes On. At 19 years old, he's living life to the absolute fullest despite having cerebral palsy. From training to try and qualify for the HYROX World Championships, to recumbent alpine bike adventures, to snowboarding and sailing the Pacific, this is a journey about pushing limits. But behind the scenes, there's another mission. As his parents, we are using a custom-built AI to process decades of his complex medical data, hunting for interventions to improve his condition and day-to-day quality of life. This is where high-tech AI meets an unstoppable human spirit. Hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. So this episode starts in typical Straker family fashion, a meeting at an airport where we fly off in different directions. So in this case, Jude, Tāne's younger brother, is flying back home to Wanaka, and Tāne and I are heading to Bondi Beach in Sydney so that we have a base to compete on Thursday in the HYROX Sydney. So one good question might be, where's Tāne's mum? Well, she was down in Wanaka for the weekend having a party weekend with her girlfriends while we were all ostracised and sent up to Auckland. So we'd been up in Auckland for the last week. That's Jude, Tāne and myself. They also have an older brother that lives up in Auckland, Louis. So we were up there. It wasn't all bad. We got to take our yacht out for a bit of a winter sail for a day or so. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You drive. What are we looking at? Making sure the rudder down there, right, is so a little bit to port, mate. Right. What speed are we doing? That's starboard. You're going to starboard.
Oh.
No, you're going to starboard. Go to port.
I was just leveling off.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like way in the lead.
Yeah. Right. What speed are we allowed to do?
5 knots.
Good. So this week has been about two things. One is about endurance. We're looking at how Tāne did a build-up to a HYROX race. It's his third HYROX event. He wants to make the World Champs in HYROX. So to do that in the adaptive division and the Neurological Major division, to do that he had to train really hard. We went to Sydney. And we'll take you through that experience, what it was like and how he did. He's got to come top 3 in the world through the season to make the World Champs. So he may need to do another one. It just all depends. So look, I mean, I guess one of the most exciting things that's happened really in the last 12 months is the advance in AI and around health, medical, and the ability to now, I guess, approach problems in a way that was not possible before. So you can get really meaningful insights from AI that you couldn't. And if you think about it right now, and you see it in business, people replace, can have a marketing expert because they can go to an AI engine. Somebody can have an engineering expert because, you can use AI. So there's nothing saying that you can't have a medical expert who is your assistant through this journey. And so that's part of what I'm looking to build and we can use. So let's just start. So Miriam, if we go back and we look at the medical side of Tāne, I guess the first part is, in his early life we didn't really know what was going on, but we were able to...
It's not a we statement though.
Okay.
There's not a lot of we in Tāne's early years, let's be fair.
Yeah.
So if I think of where we started the journey, he was, I think, 5 months old when I knew that something wasn't right, but he was 9 months old when I talked to Plunkett and when we started on the journey, and he was 10 months old when he was diagnosed with either a stroke or CP.
What happened on the plane, mate? What happened?
Nothing.
No, you were taken off. What happened on the plane?
Your
Xbox?
Yeah, thing overheated.
What overheated?
My gaming handle.
How hot did you get?
80 degrees.
80 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's refreshments.
Bucket,
Do you want one?
I think.
What? An athlete like yourself?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Athlete, what are you getting?
Didn't organic and back pepper nugget. So many doors. Yeah, Daniel gonna help me to get sponsored.
It's going to help you get sponsorship.
Yeah,
What, the 4 people that watch it?
yeah.
Is that maybe Grandma Joyce, Grandma at the
Yeah.
farm, Granddad
Yeah.
Don and Granddad?
Yeah.
That might be it.
How are we feeling?
Good.
So,
Happy.
what time do you reckon? A few people on the plane.
Yeah.
What time?
What time? What?
What time are you going to do your HYROX? How are you feeling? Your carbo level?
Good. Carbo.
Yeah. Where are we heading now?
Do sponsor
What's
in
there?
B. What scenery?
What scenery?
Spending night I had
From who?
online.
What do you reckon?
Good. Yeah.
There's a slight floor.
Yeah.
One bed.
Yeah.
2 people.
Yeah.
Anyway, Miss Baker's is quite nice. Do we get a view of anything? No, not really. A courtyard. How you doing, Oski?
Good.
Any sharks out there? To call them surfers or shark bait, Oscar?
Dark Bay.
What are they?
Dark Bay.
Correct. Yeah.
You do know you can put that.
Just a little bit about us as a family. So we're a family of 5. Tāne has 2 brothers. One lives up in Auckland. We live down here with Tāne's younger brother Jude in central Otago in the mountains. And we live really between Auckland. We still have a house up in Auckland, and often we'll go and stay on our boat up there when we're up there, where the kids grew up. So look, we've travelled extensively, and you know, we continue to travel, and we want to make sure that Tāne gets the same opportunities that we've had. He has to earn the right to do that.
We on the way to a HYROX thingy.
Was it race day?
Yeah, right day.
What time you doing?
Under an hour.
Ooh, big words.
Yeah.
Big words. You reckon?
Big word coming from a big man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, what? Big puku?
Yeah.
All right. Oscar, how we doing?
Good.
What time are we going to do?
Under an hour.
You keep saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Oscar. So what's the first change that you've got? What target?
Yes, my boo at train
What height's your wall ball?
2.8 meters.
And what height did you do in Brisbane?
2.7.
Yeah, so that's a massive difference compared to what you actually had to do in Brisbane. So yeah, that's the first rule change for us. You can see here the lower targets on the right, these ones. He's aiming for the top one there, not the bottom one there, which is what he did in Brisbane. Mate, you race in an hour.
I'm banning.
Planning?
Yeah.
Planning what?
By eating. It's
What?
giving me energy.
Is it?
Yeah.
We'll see.
No,
Why-
don't need to do anymore.
Why not?
Yeah,
Is it? You reckon? Is it?
This is Oscar's race format. It's a bit different to the standard racing format for HYROX. This is now seems to be the global standard. This is his 3rd race this year. Each one has been run with slightly different modifications to the rules. This is the first one that actually matches his disability and allows him to complete it correctly. He did, to be fair, he did do that in Brisbane, but it was really, really hard on the wall balls. As I said earlier, it was a really high target and it took him 17 minutes just to do the wall balls. So after distance on the SkiErg. So for this one, he does the first run, which is 1 kilometre lap, straight into station 1, which is a SkiErg, which is a 500 metre SkiErg rather than the 1,000. He then goes straight to station 2, where he does, again, half the distance of the sled push at 77 kgs, then goes for another kilometre lap, comes back in, does station 3, which is the sled pull. It's again slightly lower weights than you get if you're doing normal HYROX, straight into station 4, which is burpee board jumps. He has a modified burpee board jump. Then he runs another kilometre straight into station 5, which is half the road distance of 500 metres. He does the farmer's carry at half the distance, another run lap, Then he's got lunges with a 10 kg sandbag, although he just has to walk those, he can't actually lunge. And then straight into station 8, which is the wall ball after about a 500 metre run.
4 minutes until takeoff.
How you doing? Halfway there, mate.
So the other competitor
Right, you've
this
got to
week
beat
with
this
the
guy.
same condition as Oscar, racing in the same category, same condition as Adam. Different age bracket, I believe,
Good work.
but Neurological Major. So he set the benchmark of about 48 minutes. Tāne wants to get under an hour. So we'll just track how he goes. SkiErg,
Over here, mate.
Tāne really smashed it.
Yep, 4 steps. Adam's watching you. We're actually just doing a No, come on, mate. Just do one slowly. One. Yes. Good work, Oscar.
So the early stages, not a lot happened. We had a neurodevelopment therapist every couple of weeks, but really we didn't know anything. And then he was officially diagnosed at 18 months because he wasn't crawling at that point, and had an MRI to do that. But if I think back at the journey and the information that was available, really there wasn't much. There was the CP Society of New Zealand's website, which at that stage had a few videos on it of kids of ages and stages and different types of CP. But the first place I actually went from a medical intervention point of view was actually stem cells. And so that was, Oscar was born in 2007. That was the scary days of stem cells. That was the days when a couple of kids died. trying to apply it across the blood-brain barrier. So all of that stuff, if I think back now to all of the hours and hours of research and the really basic forums that existed, I think it was called Stem Cell Pioneers, what AI does is just completely change that. Like probably in 5 minutes I would have learnt more with a couple of decent prompts into Claude than I learnt in 5 years. But also I think the biggest difference is that control is in the parents' hands now, whereas before, if you are not well educated to ask the right questions and push in the right way, the medical system will still keep you in your place.
Right, how are you feeling? Yeah? Feeling what?
Could do better.
Getting better.
No, I could do better.
You could. Why didn't you do better?
I did think that.
You said you told me you were going to do under an hour, mate.
It's close enough.
Close enough. But under an hour is like under an hour. Right. Hey? You feeling good now?
So only 37 seconds over the hour, but again gives him a great target and first in his division at the competition, as I understand it, and you know, he has a shot now if he can make it in the top 3 in the world. He's got a target to aim for this year, so he needs to do some more events. But then, hey, after that, you know, it was out for a bit of celebration in Sydney.
Hold on, say that again.
Inside zone, right?
Darling Harbour. There you go. What's it called?
Tāne Harbour.
Come on.
And what AI really does, I think, for families coming through the journey now is it breaks down so many barriers and so many doors and so many ways to find, whether it's places for therapy or what other people are doing, etc. You know, Facebook has played a place in that area too. You know, that changed significantly. What you could find out that way also changed across Oscar's life. But what we could do now, is just completely life-altering, I think, compared to how it would have happened for us if we'd had this back in that time.
So, look during this journey, and he's 19, we've had a whole bunch of ways that we've looked at this. It's a very royal we, but one of the things that we had was some gene research done. Do you want to talk us through that?
We didn't do it. One of my hours of internet research, I found a study in the US when Oscar was 8, and our neurologist, Oscar is classified as ataxic CP, and our neurologist said to us when he reclassified him at 5 as ataxic that he thought he had a strong suspicion that Oscar was genetic in his basis. And roughly 80% of ataxic conditions have a genetic base to them, so he'd already been tested for the degenerative ones that are around. But this study came up and it was being done, I think it was actually done at Phoenix University originally. And so we had saliva samples of Grant and I, our oldest son Louis, and Oscar sent off. And so he was 8, and we got a result when he was 15. So in comparison to that in New Zealand, we had seen the geneticist once when we were pregnant with a baby after Oscar, and they couldn't find anything notable there. And then again, when he was about 4, they ran something, and then again at 13, and then they didn't want to see him till he was 25, which just seems absurd to me, but that's the system we have here. So we weren't going to get anything else out of New Zealand, and we went into a study. There were about 1,000 odd kids, and about 220 of them, or 250, something like that, were found to have a genetic basis across that time. And that does lead now into research. The Liggins Institute is doing some research here in New Zealand. They did a seminar with the Cerebral Palsy Society of NZ a couple of months ago, and at that time they were suggesting they think about 27% of CP people have a genetic basis to it. So I did push the boundaries, and I always have. I don't think I had really one really strong game for Oscar and aim for him when he was 18 that he would be in full-time employment in a job that he enjoyed, and that he isn't going to spend his life on the minimum wage. At the moment, that's not looking so hot, and support and assistance around getting work for him with some assistance is really, really poor here. Probably impacted a little bit more by us being in Wanaka, a smaller town, but certainly there are very little opportunities. So if we don't get something going like this, then my fear is that what I've always fought against will be the life that he gets to live when we're not here.
You know, the minute that we could see, and we got a report, the minute that we know that we've got a gene issue, there wasn't too much we could do several years ago. But now, when I look at it, you know, from an AI perspective, sorry, our dogs are just like running around. They think it's dinner time or something, but it's not. Is that there are now models that map the human genome, and so we know that he has a mutated gene. That's what the feedback that we got. And so if he has that mutated gene, how do we go about looking at what interventions might improve his quality of life? So one of the things that I want to take people through is how I'm approaching this, of building AI agents and sub-processes of AI agents that actually start to research and do research on this continually. That's one aspect of things that we're going to look at, that I'm going to take people through. Another aspect is that there are now several AI models, genome models, that you can take, you can run, and you can actually start to then build like a digital twin. So if you've got a digital twin, which is the sort of thing that I want to build so that we can get some really good data on this, is you can say, okay, what is the chain of effects that happens when a certain gene it doesn't perform like it should. And so this is the sort of thing that we're now able to do. And once you can do that, and you can start to build these digital twins, and you can start to see how it might affect you, then I think that's really the sort of game changer we were looking for. And again, I would say that it wasn't even possible 12 months ago. It's only the advances in the latest foundational models, which have become so powerful since probably November last year, that this has all become something that's actually realistic. So so that's a bit that I'll take you through as we go, like what technology we're using. Christ, bloody dogs. But
Stop!
Oi!
Bruno,
Oi!
stop! She's inciting violence.
Yeah. So that becomes quite exciting. And look, and this is the start of a journey. And so as we go through it, we're going to start to say, okay, just early sort of research for me says, okay, there is the ability to repair some of these genes. Again, I'm not a doctor, and I'm sure there are lots of people who would be like, what's possible and what isn't possible. But I guess I like to look forward and go, nothing's, in this age of AI, like we're already living in the age of science fiction. And I remember being told by somebody as well once, well, never get your hopes up that you think you can like improve it substantially or anything else, that, there's going to be some great medical intervention, and I don't believe that. I believe that there are ways that we can really get his standard of quality of life exceptionally high, and that is part of the HYROX thing. Like while all this is going on, he's got to live his life. He's a young man. We want him to enjoy himself. We want to be part of that adventure. He's sailed across the Pacific with us. He's a very capable snowboarder. One of the reasons that we live down here in the mountains is because he can enjoy. Yeah, one of the super exciting things is just how technology is going to enable this. And part of this YouTube channel will be looking at how we approach it from an AI engineering perspective, the things that we build. And I think that there are probably some simple things you can do in AI, and you might be able to use Claude or ChatGPT to get you so far. But I think it needs to be slightly deeper, the engineering that you need to do to really get this stuff working the way you want to. So it is a bit of a journey, and again, we want him to have the best quality of life. We'd love him to be able to go around the world doing these HYROX events. It's really given him a strong focus and purpose. So, you know, he's getting out of bed at 5:30 in the morning and going to the gym, CrossFit gym, and he's going out for runs and doing stuff. So we are a very active family, and you know, and some of that stuff is entertaining. We would hope that some of those trips are quite entertaining. Yeah, look, and so that's what this channel is going to be about. A bit of our journey and of making sure that he's getting, you know, the best quality of life, and that we as parents, as part of this as well, are trying to also make sure that we get the best out, you know, that we enjoy this as well, and it's something that we're all part of, and that is his siblings get to do.
Independence.
Independence, yeah.
That's all I want. I don't want anything else. I just want independence. That's independence for him and independence for us. Because right now, we're a long way from independence.